Premier Sihle Zikalala. Selwyn from the Roof on Top channel. Thank you for taking our call.
Yeah.
Wanted to chat to you about the situation in Kwa-Zulu-Natal. You have a fantastic problem to solve. People don't have food because of the looting.
Yes, we are working on that.
Okay.
We are now working on that. We are engaging with the national government to ensure that the entry is open and to ensure that food is supplied to all shops.
Yes.
We think by the end of the day the progress would have been made and we will be able to solve everything.
I think it's going to take months, maybe years to recover from all the losses, eh?
Yes, it will take years.
Take years, yeah.
It has been,
what do you
been a very problematic situation, and it is worrying us as the government, and the damage is huge.
Yes.
Billions, yeah.
It's insurance companies insurance companies telling the clients that it's going to take more than a year to pay out. So it's going to be a ripple effect on the economy of KwaZulu-Natal, not forgetting about Gauteng. Your thoughts on how this thing spiraled out of control from the family meeting Cyril Ramaphosa had on Sunday, and then there was a quietness, and then he came back on Monday. Do you think if they were better prepared in terms of execution of the police force, Bheki Cele, things would have turned out a little bit better for you guys?
Look, we all didn't expect this situation, and we had always expected and built. We are building a South Africa that is very peaceful.
Yes.
A South Africa that is at peace with itself. We didn't expect this, so you would not say they were taken by surprise or blame them, but we think what happened took all of us by surprise.
Do you think it was strategically planned way in advance? Because there's no way that you can burn down strategic places just like that in a matter of 3 days. More than 15,000 jobs are lost. The jobs are not there because the malls are not there anymore.
It was well planned, and in advance.
Okay. Do you guys know who planned these executions?
No.
No,
we won't.
You won't?
This was state security to look on that.
Okay. So at this stage they don't know who it is, or they suspect who it is. The 12 men that, or people that Bheki Cele said they have on their radar.
Well, you can check with him on that, because...
Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
it's quite difficult. We find ourselves, we speak about Ubuntu all these years, and now we find ourselves... Yes. Have you gotten any support from Premier Windy from the Cape?
He did phone, and we appreciate his support, his message. We thank him.
Anything more than the message? I mean, I also want to give you guys a message. I've got family and friends out in Durban, in Gauteng. I think messages are not enough. People are starving. People don't have food. Is there anything else that they're going to contribute?
He promised that he will assist. I'm not yet sure whether he did.
Okay.
We will check with the office.
Okay, Premier Windy. Look, for me, the Ubuntu goes very, very far. We've got the situation about tribalism. We've got blacks and Indians and colored people fighting. In KwaZulu-Natal, people are being murdered, being killed. Do you think that narrative is driven by the same people that initially scoped this whole disaster out? Because for me, it's always been about racism and perpetuating racism, and that drives votes and drives division.
It will not be good to speculate.
Okay.
I would rather allow the investigations to take place and be able to establish what happened.
Yeah, your hands must be very full. You have a lot of things to take care of, and thank you for the time. Look, we saw the video where that looter, you called that looter, he wasn't Martin Luther, he wasn't Luther Vandross, you beat him. And a lot of people were disgusted, but a lot of people felt what you did was right. You know, in that moment, the anger and the frustration that you had to deal with, you saw this happening in front of your own eye. You went and you apologized. Why did you apologize?
I'm apologizing. Yes.
Why did you apologize?
Well, I have to apologize because to others that is the assault, and I sincerely apologize for that, and that's all. Thank you.
I understand. Look, from where I'm standing, I felt that you know, sometimes you can't handle it, and you see the frustration, and you just act out.
Yes.
It's we are all human, and I felt relieved that you did that, in the sense not to you know, to do it deliberately, but you felt the anger and you saw the frustration. You saw what happened in your Kwa-Zulu-Natal, and you are in charge of it, and you need to uphold the peace and make sure it runs perfectly. So for me, I felt this is a guy that we need to go out and beat these looters, to go out and capture the Guptas and beat them, and you know, beat all these corrupt politicians and rise him up, and he must beat all of them, beat corruption. So yeah, we laugh about it now, and that is the frustration, and I want to wish you strength and courage in your journey ahead, and all the people of KwaZulu-Natal and the guys out in Gauteng. I made a list, and you are obviously, you know, from the ANC government, and if we reflect on the last, you know, since apartheid ended, the last 27 years, I want to read you this list quickly. Listen. We have a health crisis, economic crisis, a political crisis, a judicial crisis, an educational crisis, a land crisis, unemployment crisis, a rape crisis, a murder crisis, a poverty crisis, a Zuma crisis, a sleeping president crisis, a missing deputy president crisis, a Democratic Alliance crisis, a EFF union crisis, a SABC TV license, a ESCOM crisis, a load shedding crisis, a Edward Zuma drinking pineapple beer crisis, a Malusi Gama Skomo crisis, and now we are faced with a looting crisis. Do you think the ANC will ever be able to resolve all these issues? What do you think is the way forward?
I think the ANC will have to sit down, look on its state of affairs, and be able to address its internal unity, and be able to restore its leadership role in the society.
Do you think we have a leadership role or a corruption problem?
Will still build itself, deal with corruption, and build a strong leadership, and maintain and restore integrity.
How many years do you think we still need to turn this around? It's been 27 years. We are impatient. We are getting tired. People don't have food. People are losing their jobs, not because of themselves.
I have to enter the meeting now.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. All right. Come on.